But you remember that though, right? Like
I do. I remember. So I am going to explain to you probably one of my best. Open image, a new tab. Okay. One of my favorite moments of that entire deployment. And just a backstory for everyone. Solo and I served together in the military. Um, just young kids
years ago.
with assault rifles,
When men were men.
stand and watch shit. But one of my favorite games of all time has and always will be Breath of Fire 3. I know for a fact I talked his ear off about it because we talked about all the games we loved, all the games we played growing up. Breath of Fire is near and dear to me. My cousin Zero actually let me play this for the first time at his house, fell in love with it. It's about a young dragon, finds out he's the last of his kind. He goes on this journey to find his friends and also find out who he is, meets friends along the way. It's a great story. And so I'm telling my boy about how amazing this game is and how amazing um experience I had playing this game. And meanwhile, me and him, we take our PSPs everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. If we got some downtime, we on watch. Now, statute of limitations passed. We
Yeah.
on watch. we playing our PSPs. We playing Monster Hunter, right? We were walking through a mall. Where was this at? Italy. We were walking. No. This was in Dubai.
Dubai. Was it Dubai?
This was in
All
Dubai.
right.
It was in Dubai because I remember because they got the fake ski in that mall.
Yep. The fake ski
So
slope.
we were walking through, just chilling, trying to figure out what we're gonna eat. We walked into this electronics section of the store, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. Breath of Fire 3 for the PSP. Back then there was no internet, there was no Googling, we didn't have no cell phones, we didn't have nothing. And I had no information to know if this game would work, but I did have a small understanding that only like American games and some Japanese games are like region locked. So I bought this thing on a whim, hoping it was going to play in my PSP with the idea that if it did not play in my PSP, the next time we back at this mall, I was getting a PSP from over there so I could play it in my thing. Walked out of there, ripped that package open, put it in, and it booted up. That
Worked
was
like
probably
clockwork.
that is a core memory for me.
And we was adults.
We was adults, we was shit. We serving our country. We midst awards and shit, So it was a very, very
one of the greatest games to ever be ported portably.
very, very near and dear to me. So I figured out if I was going to talk about it, might as well,
you got to give me Xenogears. You got to remaster that for me.
Yo, man,
Square.
That is another one. Xenogears is such an amazing game. Where's a good picture? Oh, here we go. Xenogears was such an amazing game. Almost to the point, like, I've tried to play this game so many times, but one of the few things that games don't do now that I do miss in a sense is telling a full and complete story. The way Xenogears worked, you got 1-2 hours maybe of playtime, 45 minutes straight of story.
Yo, it's text. You got to read, but it's
text. 30 minutes. So this would be an amazing game to remake, and an amazing game to remake, and an amazing game to bring in with that new Final Fantasy engine that they're using. This game would kill. The game has an amazing
fight system is dope.
Storyline. The fighting system is dope. There's mechs, like there's combos, charging up, fucking.
Let's take a walk down memory lane. I remember when this first came out. I had the Game Informers. I remember when this game came out. Like, I remember Game Informer. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Like I
didn't get it. I honestly didn't get a subscription until I was an adult. But damn, when I had adult money, man, I had magazines stacking up, and then I realized things.
They used to give those Game Informers for free. They used to give them for free if you bought a game.
Fucking take up space, so you can't just having years worth of Game Informers sitting in.
Dude, it was no internet. Game Informer was my internet. Like,
yeah, Game Informer tips and tricks. Everyone know.
The remember Game Facts? We used to be all over that.
Yo, before there was YouTube tutorials, before there was YouTube tutorials, before there was your Let's Plays or your step-by-step with pictures, it was Game Facts. It was text. It was a text file that said, go to this area, turn right, look up 70 degrees, and you'll see a shiny object. Click that. I'm talking about they were novels. And if you needed something, you read it. The last thing I remember using Game Facts for, and I'm not talking about the random hit from like the past like 20 years, but the last game I remember using it for, and I just forgot the fucking name.
Dude.
It's a pirate RPG, Rogue Galaxy.
Dude, see, listen, I'm going to tell you something right now about Game Facts. I'm going to tell you how I was. I knew that I needed Game Facts very young. So no matter what game I had, right? And we didn't have a printer at the house at the time.
No shit, man.
We had a printer.
I had a friend that had a fucking CD burner, and I was mesmerized.
But think about it, brother. Think about it.
Getting that motherfucker $5 a pop for CDs.
Think about it. You play an RPG. Let's just say Vagrant Story, right?
Oh, another fucking banger.
I'm throwing down some dimes. Like, say something like Vagrant Story. There's a lot of things to pick up, and you can lose things. Like if you get past a certain point in the story, right?
And that's another thing that happened in games. That points of no return. There's no open world going back, running back. Points of no return. If you didn't get it, you missed that cutscene. You had to play that game all over again to get to that part.
Get there. So you know what I used to do? I used to try to get cool with the librarians, right? And because some of these Game Facts were like 300-400 pages.
Yeah.
Like you and I'm just talking about small Game Facts that are like, because if you went to the Game Facts website and then you looked up your favorite game, everybody wasn't as detailed as the next person.
You had to click through a few to get to the point, because so beautiful. The way I need to bring one up. The way that I'm gonna bring up a game.
They're not the same. You got to bring up an old game.
I'm gonna bring up the Breath of Fire. I'm gonna bring up the Xenogears one.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I was about to see a game we ain't even named.
Oh, game we didn't name. Okay.
Parasite Eve.
Perfect. All right, Parasite Eve, the original. Okay, guys. This is another thing that they did. Back then, if you had the computer, you could get the saves and shit like that or whatever. Now it's just like, everything's so digital. Okay.
Look at the kilobytes. Look at that. You could tell who was who and what was what.
Let's see. In depth. Full game walkthrough. Let's check out
most recommended. You saw that said most recommended.
I did. That's new.
And that's from 2004.
All right. So, and this is another thing. Look at, he made the Parasite Eve logo out of text.
People were creative back then.
2001, final update of 2004. Over 20 years ago. This is how you knew they knew what they were doing.
You go to _, if you go Control F and go to 17/ 17// you're gonna find other stuff. You see?
Boom. That's all you need. That's literally all you need. Damn, he got item modifier. He got Game Shark codes in here, everything. But
Remember
hey,
Game Shark?
Oh man, blah 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 blah. I don't know what I'm down. Museum.
Listen, this is how us millennials learned how to use Control F. If you played video games and you knew about game facts, you knew exactly what Control F did because it is.
So here you go. Yeah, you just keep,
Truth be
dude,
told, one of the greatest things that ever happened to a millennial kid's gaming life was this.
Breath of Fire 3.
Look at that. They got the Dragon FAQ.
Pros, cons, bro. Oh, damn, this is just for... That's other stuff, but... Where's the one? Master list. Where is it? I know I've seen that. There's a master list. In the game, there's masters that you can do. Maybe it might be part of another guide. Let's do most recommended. Damn, look at that. Guide can be found at other sites.
But again, we're waxing poetic about something nostalgic that was part of the fabric of gaming in the 90s and the early 2000s. That website, to be honest, is probably one of the most traversed websites for video games before video streaming was a thing. There's other websites that were like GameFAQs too.
GameFAQs.GameSpot?
Oh, they bought it.
I didn't know that.
GameFAQs was bought, yeah.
GameFAQs was started in 95.
And when I was in 5th grade.
Fandom. Yo. Fandom is the one that owns a bunch of shit. But what else? I knew talking about RPGs was going to spark, a conversation. So I didn't want it to
go unrecorded.
Unrecorded, man.
Listen, we lost content 20 years ago. We did a lot of this years ago. And we did this because there was no way we were going to allow memory lane. Like we have a vast knowledge of content that we just let die. Had conversations with people.
Man, when I tell you guys, like, we would get off of work on a Friday, it would be me, him, and 2 of our other friends would come on. I had this square table. We all put our laptops up all around at the table, and for all weekend, we downloaded anime, we watched anime. We downloaded anime, we watched anime. Talked about it. That's bad, I'm talking about like Tengu Tenge, Bleach when it was airing.
Wow, you said Tengu Tenge. Yo, that's one of the best animes I've ever seen.
I wouldn't mind. I honestly wouldn't mind. You remember when I pitched that, pick a show and watch. We could do a anime one with literal would be like season 1 is Tengu Tenge. See, that's hey, we read X amount of chapters of the manga or the entire manga, and then we watch the show. And this is episodes 1 through 4. This is episodes blah, 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 blah. They don't have to be super long, but
you know what we should also introduce? I'm a huge fan of Tengu Tenge. Is one of those animes. I believe they only had 1 season.
Yep.
Right.
A lot of these older ones, like a lot of these super older ones I have just like once. Like there's another one, Sadamitsu the Destroyer. That's a
Yeah.
dope one. All like, but still, we got
Like 12
26.
episodes, but it's fire. So
We'll see
this
how
is what I
long.
want to say. We should we should have a podcast topic be what's one of the greatest animes of that you've seen or we've seen, and I'll even take some from our followers, fans, whoever's interested, having a discussion about what animes had a single season that were great that deserve a revisit. Because we on deployment.
put it in the
How many
notes.
of those did we not see? Like that, like we were like, wow. Like I remember there was this one anime, man, and I'm kicking myself in the butt right now thinking about the name of it. But it was about this like ninja leader, and he's like walking. He has to get to a certain. He's walking with his team or whatever, and they just keep dying off one by one. Dude, and he had this like nobody wanted to mess with him because he had this crazy eye jutsu sort of thing.
Ninja, let's see, Ninja Leader
I forget what it's called, man.
Journey.
But it had like 12 episodes. Let me see if I can help find it.
Hattori Hanzo? Is that about? Oh, I didn't put anime. That changes the results. Yeah, we'll have to definitely have to look into that one. But yeah, I made a note for.
It's called Basilisk.
Basilisk. I've seen that.
We watched it together.
Yep.
I'm talking about 20 years ago, though. We watched this together.
Beat the Vandal Buster. Fucking let me just look at my Plex real quick. I can just name because not wrong browser. I could just name some of these older ones like, and we can have another episode.
What? So check this out. Basilisk had a 24 episode run.
Yeah, they all had. Yeah,
and then they had a 2018
remake.
Like they had this sequel produced called The Seven Arcs. Never seen it.
That's another one for the books. Hey, we knocked out 8 episodes of Rurouni Kenshin quick. And shit, we get a new one tomorrow.
But yeah, I'm glad that we taking this walk. And again, this is about community engagement. We are your weathermen. So whether we like it or not, we're gonna take what you guys put down on the Dizzy or on YouTube.
Voice clips also. I've seen some podcasts where users send in voice clips so they want to be played on the pod. Questions. Just be like, hey, you have any questions? Boom, 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 boom. And I'm down. And then we could have a question and answer section every episode. We created a podcast section to discuss the different episodes. Want to engage with the community about that. And again, right after this, we probably be doing getting our movie night together. And we got
100%. That podcast section is there because we are fallible. We don't remember everything, and we don't know everything.
And it can be a way to hold us accountable too. Hey, we said some shit we didn't that won't 100. We fix it.
Yeah, we can go back. We can retcon. I'll be like the New York Times when they make a mistake. You ever seen that? The New York Times be quick. Sorry,
oh man. That's it, man. We just want to talk to y'all a little bit about some of our favorite RPGs and just shooting the shit. We'll catch you guys next time, and hope you either Hope you enjoyed our tabletop.
Stay
episode.
great and hydrate.
Stay great, hydrate. Your weatherman out. Yeah, that's not work. Later.